Hey guys, has this lockdown made you lose track of your fitness goals? Are you starting your resolution for 2021 and you want to lose weight but need some help? Introducing my affordable workout plans for men and women. With packages starting at $5, this offer can't be beat. Go to radicallatino.com to find out more. Hey guys, do you have a product you want more eyes on? Advertise with the Radical Latino Show with over 10K podcast downloads and the number 25 spot on the 55 All Latin podcast list. You'll want your product heard on everyone's phones and cars. Go to radicallatino.com/contacts and start advertising today.
Playing the Radical Latino Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands in the air. The New York's very own
Latino is taking you to another level.
I think there's more radicals than Steve-O. Radical Latino, you're buffing it. The radical point of views, I think his views are actually more dangerous.
You hear that? It's like the pulse of the street. Hole of the chest.
Yo! What up, my people? Welcome back to another episode of the Radical Latino Show. It's your host, the Radical Latino, aka number 17 on All Latin Podcasts, aka number 24 on All Bronx YouTube Podcast Influencer List, and Mr. Unsubu for 49 weeks running What Is Going On. I hope everybody is doing great. I hope everybody is doing good. I hope everybody is, out and about, enjoying your summer and all that. I really do hope. Now, this episode is brought to you and sponsored by my merch store. If you guys want to hit up the merch, the link is down below for YouTube, and for the podcast is on the details section of the podcast. It's the merch store. Remember, this is going to be a limited run. Last time I did it was in the summer. This time I'm doing it because I did it kind of late, or whatever the case is. It's going to be all the way towards the middle of October. So go get your shirts. I'm telling you, the link works, everything is fine, everything is good. There's a lot of designs, some old designs, some new designs. A lot of people are digging the black and Latin unity joints, the black and brown ones, and the new and the same classic ones, Latin unity with the little updated look to it. A lot of people are digging that. Shout out to y'all. Remember, everything y'all can find on the details section of the podcast, or the link below, or just go to radicallatino.com, go to the merch spot, and you guys will definitely get to see that. Now, once you guys receive it, man, just take a photo of it and shout me out. Take a photo of it and I'll definitely put you on my IG and all that. All right, just remember to do that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want to give a huge shout out to my Afro Latinos and Latinas up in Ecuador. Shout out to Ecuador, yeah. Now, shout out to Ecuador because Afro Latina has won the gold medal. The first Afro Latina, by the way, who has won the gold medal in Ecuador for the weightlifting class. Shout out to her. I saw the highlights, and I'm telling you right now, shorty, that joint was not easy. You know what I'm saying? That joint was not easy. Shout out to her. I definitely put it on my Instagram so you guys can see it. Go to my IG at radical_Latino_ and definitely go check it out. You know what I'm saying? Ecuador out here representing. You know what I'm saying? Now, also, I did a live stream a couple of days ago about the Puerto Rican couple who got executed on video, passed away, and all that other stuff. And I called a couple of people out on that video. One person, one female, who remained nameless. I wasn't gonna give her some shine or whatever the case is, but I just went at some of her talking points. You know what I mean? And I called out basically Rancho and Chivo. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why is because that dude was caught. The guy who executed was caught and ended up being a Latino. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people were like, yo, that was a black dude. That was a black dude. Yo, that was a black folks. You see what black people do and all this other BS. You see what black people do. We shouldn't be around them. And then talking about this is what black and Latin crime is high. And all this other BS. You know what I'm saying? All this other BS, which wasn't true. And then we end up finding out that the gunman was actually a Latino. You know what I'm saying? And these people who were the loudest, these people who were out here beating the drum about, yo, black folks are this, black folks are that, are very quiet, by the way. Very quiet. So I'm like, hey, yo, are y'all not gonna talk about this? What's going on? Are y'all not gonna say nothing about it? What up? You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, they didn't. So one of them, Rancho, was trying to pop, cop please, talking about, well, I did say that he looked Hispanic. That doesn't make any sense, homie. If you really did think that homie was Hispanic, there was no reason to bring up some crime stats of black folks going at Latin people. No reason for that. That just shows your racism. You feel me? So he was trying to cop please, you know what I mean? Trying to backtrack his bullshit. Stop the dancing around. You know, you said what you said. You feel me? So when that happened, you know, I put it out there. I put people on blast, and they're still mighty quiet. They're very, very, very quiet. I'm just saying it's a little weird. That's all. I'm just saying it's a little weird. And also, some of my thoughts on certain live streams. A lot of people were asking me, yo, certain people are beefing. I got nothing to do with that. It is what it is. I'm not gonna jump out the window going into some bullshit that got nothing to do with me. I'm staying far away from the shit. Far away from it. The only stream that I was up in was Tina's stream, and the thing is, Rancho, as he always does, tries to make it about himself because he's a narcissist. He went up in there trying to make it about himself, you know, bringing, me up and all this other stuff when the whole stream was not about me, it was about Tina. But, you know, it is what it is. When you're a narcissist, you know, you're not gonna check yourself. You're not gonna see the errors in your ways. You're just gonna try to make it about yourself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Other updates. I'm getting my footage together that I went to Puerto Rico. I'm editing it as we speak. So look out for that in a couple of days, maybe a week or two. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely gonna put my trip to Puerto Rico out in a few. Also, shout out to one of the subbies. Made me some sneakers. He actually sent it to me. I unveiled it. I'll definitely put that out soon. I unveiled it. The joint was hard. A lot of people like the reaction on Instagram. I like them sneakers. Them joints is tough. Shout out to you, homie. Thank you for making me them sneakers. Shout out to you. Now I'm gonna read some of the comments for episode 150, The Dark History of America's War on Latin People, Murder of Santos Rodriguez, Part 7. This is the Dark History of America's War on Latin People. It's a series that I've done breaking down some of the atrocities that white supremacy has done to Latin people historically, and it's a series I'm gonna continue on doing. I sprinkle them throughout each number of episodes, you know what I'm saying? So if you want to check out part 1 all the way through now part 7, they're all on my archives. You could definitely go do that. So I got Mike. He says, as an African American black dude, okay, I'm actually real glad you have this channel. I hope it gets bigger too. I've worked hard in the black and Latino community in Chicago, taking trips to Puerto Rico, Mexico, Panama, and hope soon to see Cuba. I grew up in the PG County, wealthiest black country in the United States. Okay, shout out to you. Before moving closer into Baltimore, blah blah blah. When I was 12, I can tell you straight up, there are not enough known Latino activists that are loyal to their community and show love to black Americans. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that. I always consider y'all my brown brothers, to be honest, but I haven't always been met with the same love, and same African Americans don't know y'all struggle either. Yeah, that's a huge problem. Yeah, that's true. Black and brown people are the sole biggest combative to white supremacy or white racism. Not saying my whole white brothers and sisters are against us all, but white power struggle, yeah, I get it. Africa has been the plague of Latin America has been capitalized upon, colonized upon, but Black America has been obscured against. The Latinos in the U.S. have been ostracized as illegals. Remember that. Thanks for the community. Provided. Keep up the good work. Prius. Sorry that was long. Shout out to Mike. 100% true. Not all Latin people are like me, but there's more. Just like my intro says, there's many more radical Latinos out here than you think so. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of radical Latinos out here. Shout out to you, homie. The thing is, a lot of us Latinos are not woke to white supremacy and racism like black folks are. For the most part, the majority of black folks, they've always been reminded their position in society. Latin people have not. We always skated, and when certain things do remind us our position in society, we come up with excuses. You feel me? So, shout out to Mike. That cat, that life says #DarkHistory100. Shout out. Alejandro Jones says, Rad, what are your thoughts on the Jamel Shaw case? Brother, I don't know, but I'll definitely look into that. I know it was some gang related bullshit, but Johnny Mills says, Radical Latino, I didn't know nothing about Santiago Rodriguez's story, but this is the type of shit that still happens to this day when it comes to black and brown people. 100% true. Allen's timestamped a couple of things, says facts, and still do to this day. Shout out to you. Hispaniola History Channel says this looks interesting. I hope it was. And Mikis says both the Democrats and Republicans are peak panderers to pretty much anyone, especially black and Latin people. Also, Pelosi said thank you to George Floyd after the Derek Chauvin verdict. Yeah, that was type weird. Yeah, that was type weird. Shout out to you, Leo. And if you want your comments read down below on my YouTube channel, go there now under this episode 151 and type in your comments, and I will definitely read them for next week. All right. Now, moving into my first topic, who saw the versus battle? Who saw that? Who saw the versus, huh? Who saw the versus? Dipset versus DBlock. Dipset Diplomats versus the Locks. Who saw that? Who saw that? Raise your hands, raise your hands, raise your hands. My fucking God. Was that joint a fucking mess? Oh my God. First of all, I gotta say, I'ma keep it 100% with you guys. I'ma say it. I'ma keep it 1,000% with you guys. I was rooting for Dipset. Okay? I was rooting for Dipset. It might be the young side of me, but I'm 30 something. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my early 30s. I'm not that young, but also I'm not that old. I was rooting for Dipset. The reason why I was rooting for Dipset was because Dipset, first of all, I still listen to some Dipset joints now. You know what I'm saying? I still listen to them Dipset joints now. Them shits is hard. Especially, you know, More Than Music Volume 1 and 2, hard. That shit gets me going. You know what I'm saying? Killer Season's album, you know, Cameron's album, Killer Season, hard. She gets me going. I'm saying I'm in the gym, I'm doing my thing. You feel me? Hell Rail Streets Wanna Know, hard. I'm saying, hard. Even the underground shit, hard. All the mixtapes, fire. I forgot how many hood classics Deluxe got. I completely forgot. And on top of that, I forgot how many hood classics Kiss, Styles, and Chic got on their own. And I'm talking about hood classics like mixtape shit. Not albums, because there's some good album joints, but mixtape shit. I forgot. Now, let me just say a couple of things. I was rooting for Dipset, and I was very disappointed. You gotta remember, at this time, I was dusty. My Timbs was scuffed up. I had Pele jeans and a North Face bubble coat. Them verses brought me back to them days where I used to hang around and building lobbies and shit, and was doing some unconventional things. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I was like dusty. At a certain point, I was using fucking. I was eating for breakfast a honey bun. And for lunch, I had a dollar pizza with a Snapple. You feel me? Not even a dollar pizza and a dollar Arizona. Okay. I was dusty. I'm telling y'all, dusty. Right? It brought me back to them days. Like, damn, them shits was it was some hard days, but that music kept me going. You know what I'm saying? That music was like, all right. It was speaking to the certain environment I was in. You know what I mean? Now, Cameron at a certain summer, at a certain point, had the whole New York wearing pink. Dipset, at a certain point in history and in the culture, was extremely influential. We can't deny that. Extremely influential. But also, I'm not knocking Deluxe. I'm not knocking DBlock. They were extremely influential within music. They did real songs with Big, no made up, you know what I'm saying? Extremely influential. This is where the difference comes. And throughout the night, I kept on seeing it. And I said, yo, I'm gonna I'm gonna switch teams and go for the locks. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna switch teams and go for the reason why is because first of all, Dipset, the majority of Dipset was not there. All right? The majority of Dipset were not there. A lot of people who don't know about Dipset might be like, what you talking about, Radical? Dipset is Cam, Jewels, and Jim. No. Dipset is a whole group. It's a whole group. There's motherfuckers up in there that y'all not even heard about. You know what I'm saying? They left out J.R. Ryder. Nice. Hell Rel. Nice. A Mafia. Nice. Uncasa. Nice. Jaja. Listen, they left out majority of Dipset. You know what I'm saying? And that wouldn't be cheating because it's in the name. It's Dipset. You feel me? They got a bunch of people. First of all, not gonna lie, since J.R. Ryder came home, he's been cooking. He's been coming out with some night. Yo, that boy, his pen has not failed. What you talk about bars? J.R. Ryder is nice. He is nice. The ones that were mainly pushed out, because everybody was gonna get pushed out, but the mainly ones that were pushed out was Jewels and Jim. You know what I'm saying? Jewels, he had a fire second album, What the Game's Been Missing. A fire second album. You know what I'm saying? And then he started to do the Skull Gang bullshit, you know what I mean? A little BS thing. That didn't take off. It had Lloyd Banks' brother in the cousin or something. Listen, it didn't take off. And on top of that, you started hearing that Jewels is like a perfectionist when it comes to his music. I'm telling you, when he came out and started dropping like little music here and there, he is nice. He hasn't lost it. He is nice. The thing is, he holds on to his music because he's a perfectionist. And sometimes that's a bad thing. Jimmy, on the other hand, Jimmy only had one hit song. He's alright. He's better when he's with Max B. Alright? He's better when he's with Max B. And there's no quotables that you got from Jim. He's much of a flow artist like DMX is. You know what I mean? It's just a nice beat, hard beat, good flow. Got something, say a couple of stuff here and there, and that's it. Vampire Life? Come on, bruh. Man, come on. Jimmy is nice. He's alright, but he ain't close to Jewels and Cam and JR in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? He's alright. He's alright. You know what I mean? He's not that, you know what I'm saying? But the Dips were not united as a unit like Locks was. The Locks, you can tell that these brothers actually hang out with each other. You can tell the chemistry was actually there. You know what I'm saying? You actually was seeing Styles finish some of Kiss's lines, and then they did the classic Kiss and Styles going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? They were doing. You can tell that the chemistry was there. They were unified. Dipset was not, because Dipset, they're all about swag. And that wasn't gonna win a goddamn versus, alright? On top of that, they look like they just went up in there just to get a check. That was so because out behind the scenes, they got issues with each other. You could definitely tell. They got issues with each other. And the thing is, I don't know what was going on. Like, each one of them wanted to get their own little shine, which is not the case. You know what I'm saying? It's a versus of groups. Y'all gotta move as a unit. What's going on? And on top of that, most of your unit is not even there. And I was like, yo. At a certain point, Cam started getting booed. Man, listen. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Imagine if they were, first of all, they didn't even play all the good hood joints. You know what I'm saying? Check this out. If they would have played Get 'em Daddy Remix, Family Ties, Burcom, Grill 'em, Best Out, Stop and Go, Shake. Come on, bro. That place would have erupted. You know what I'm saying? That place would have erupted. They didn't have everyone in the dips there. Why? Because that unit isn't as close as the Locks is. And it was extremely evident. It was extremely evident. And the thing is that I felt disappointed. I felt disappointed because I thought whatever little issue they had, they would have already solved and squashed. It looks like that wasn't the case. That was not the case. Whenever certain people get like this or whatever the case is, because mind you, there were some public spats, but there's been a lot of private spats. You know what I'm saying? Remember, Dipset put out an album with just Cam, Jim, and Jewels. They left Hell Rel, 40, JR, A Mafia, they left all them out. So what they ended up doing? They ended up making an album also and dropping that same day called The Upstage. There's a famous interview that JR and 40 did with, Queen's Flip. Shout out to Queen's Flip. That they talked about the album cover was going to be all of them sticking up the middle fingers like some subliminal stuff. You know what I'm saying? Publicly, they're not saying nothing. They're not saying nothing publicly. But privately, I bet you they're having conversations. You know what I'm saying? I bet you they're having conversations. You can tell that Dipset isn't united. You know what I'm saying? Dipset is, first of all, Jim and Jewels with Cam, that's the diplomats. That's dumb. When you say Dipset, that's everyone else. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You could tell they weren't united, and it disappointed me. It disappointed me a lot. It really did. It disappointed me a lot, and I was like, damn, yo. Damn. That's crazy. So I felt a little disappointed. You know what I mean? I felt some type of way about it. I was like, damn. But, these are issues that they got to figure out themselves. These are issues that you can't really solve or whatever the case is. So it is what it is. The only thing you could do is sit back and critique. You know what I mean? Sit back and critique, and that'll be that. Now, moving on to the January 6th insurrection, the update for it. Now, a week ago, the Congress was doing the update, and they wanted, certain people to speak who got affected by this insurrection. Republicans are making a point to make you forget about the whole insurrection even happening. They're trying to make it a point that what insurrection? That didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? They literally are lying, making it seem like it was a self-guided tour. You know what I'm saying? They're making it seem like it was self-guided tour. And they're adding some wacky conspiracy theories talking about, hey, it wasn't Trump support, it wasn't Republican supporters. It was actually Black Lives Matter and Antifa's acting like Trump support. Now, who the hell is going to believe that? Come on now. Who in the hell is going to believe all of that? Not I. You know what I'm saying? Not I, but this is what some of these people are talking about January. Check this out.
There was no insurrection, and to call it an insurrection, in my opinion, is a bold-faced lie. Watching the TV footage of those who entered the Capitol and walked through Statuary Hall showed people in an orderly fashion staying between the stanchions and ropes taking videos and pictures. You know, if you didn't know the TV footage was a video from January the 6th, you would actually think it was a normal tourist visit.
Some pretty compelling evidence from a facial recognition company showing that some of the people who breached the Capitol today were not Trump supporters. They were masquerading as Trump supporters and, in fact, were members of the violent terrorist group Antifa.
Okay. So you guys heard that, right? Oh, they're part of Antifa. This didn't really happen. All of y'all are bugging out. You know what I'm saying? This is what y'all heard. Just now. But mind you, I'm gonna play right now testimony one more time for the people in the back. I'm going to play testimony of some of the Capitol Police telling you what they've experienced. Check this out.
For individuals that were trying to grab a hold of my gun. I remember one of them distinctly lunging at me time and time again, trying to grab my gun. And I heard people in the crowd yelling, "Get his gun, kill him with his own gun." I believe that there were individuals in the crowd whose intentions were to kill me. They tortured me. They beat me. I was struck with a taser device at the base of my skull numerous times. And they continued to do so until I yelled out that I have kids. I feel like I went to hell and back to protect them and the people in this room. But too many are now telling me that hell doesn't exist or that hell actually wasn't that bad. The indifference shown to my colleagues is disgraceful.
Wow. Okay. So that, the Republicans are saying the same people that protected them from white supremacists didn't really protect them. Y'all really didn't do that big of a job. No. Don't worry about it. It is what it is. We would have got that. You know what I'm saying? But the funny thing is about that is because they're doing all of this and they're saying, no, it was actually a self-guided tour. It wasn't that bad, blah, blah. And some people actually went out and said, yeah, they were a group of white supremacists. And people are condemning those type of comments, saying that the people on January 6th were nowhere near white supremacists whatsoever. But this is the comments that some of them people made to one of the black Capitol policemen. Check this out.
I told them to just leave the Capitol, and in response they yelled, "No, man, this is our house. President Trump invited us here. We're here to stop the steal. Joe Biden is not the president. Nobody voted for Joe Biden." A torrent of racial epithets. One woman in a pink MAGA shirt yelled, "You hear that, guys? This voted for Joe Biden." Then the crowd, perhaps around 20 people, joined in screaming, "Boo, f***ing n***." No one had ever called me a while wearing the uniform of a Capitol police officer. Yet another black officer later told me he had been confronted by insurrectionists in the Capitol who told him, "Put your gun down and we'll show you what kind of you really are."
Oh, wow. Damn, that's a little racist, don't you think? That's a little, I don't know, that's a little Nazi-ish, don't y'all think? You know what I'm saying? Talking about, I'll show you what kind of N-word you really gonna be. What? Put that gun down. You see? Y'all see? These white supremacists, they believe that they will, the gun is the great equalizer. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're so, you know, gun ho and gun happy, because without it, they're basically nothing. You know what I mean? But they think they're big and bad in the group, so that's why they were like, no, put that gun down, we'll show you. You know what I'm saying? Wow, that was kind of racist, don't you think? And a lot of people telling me that, no, that was no white supremacist rally. Listen, there was nooses being constructed up in there. You know what I'm saying? There were a bunch of racist rhetoric being said up in there. Let's cut the BS, man. That was a white supremacist rally. That's what it was. And anybody that tells you anything, y'all should suspect them. That's all I'm saying. Y'all should suspect them. That's all I am saying. But the thing is, some of the Republican Party wants to downplay this, like this is nothing. Like, you know, it's just it's something just made up in the ether. And that's not what it is. This is basically white supremacists trying to protect itself. This is the privilege of white supremacy looking at other white supremacists saying, you know what? We look out for each other and we're going to do and say anything to just get back into good standing. You know what I'm saying? This is just them protecting themselves. That's all it is. No one cannot say that what happened in January 6th was not no goddamn insurrection. Let's keep it real. Of course it was. Of course it was. Because if it wasn't, then what would you call it? You know, a self-guided tour? Come on now. Come on now. We're playing with people's intelligence. You know what I mean? We're playing with people's intelligence. Now they're gonna say, well, there is one victim, you know, that shorty that got shot up. And nah, they were insurrectionists. You know what I'm saying? I thought blue lives mattered. You feel me? That's what I thought. I thought blue lives mattered. And now it don't matter no more? You feel what I'm saying? Now blue lives don't matter no more? What happened? I did thought blue lives matter. You see how the bait and switch goes? You know what I'm saying? Y'all see how the bait and switch goes? These people will say anything. Anything. Just so they could, what, you know, what, right there, you see them with black and white American flags with a blue stripe in the middle. Blue lives matter. When it came to this, blue lives went out the window. Put the gun down. I'm gonna show you how you really are. You feel me? What happened? I dead thought blue lives mattered. You know what I'm saying? What happened? You know what it is? These people are getting slaps on the wrist. All right. One of them just paid a fine, and they just walked out. Another shorty got fired from her job, but then she opened a GoFundMe and got thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. None of these people getting punished. None of these people are getting punished. They're going to survive this thing. The thing is that we gotta see it for what it is. It's white supremacy. Anybody that tells you different, anybody that wants to say, no, this had nothing to do with, no, it did. It's white supremacy. That's basically what it is. It's white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? It's white supremacy. Whoever is trying to tell you that it's not, they got an agenda. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100% real. Everybody up in the Blake, Alaska, what's up in there? Come on. He's the biggest white supremacist of them all. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I bet you if they had a chance, Rancho and Chivo would have been there holding hands. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now. that this is crazy. They're really trying to say that they're trying to use the I'm white and I say so law. That's crazy. Ain't it? That's crazy. Anyway, let's just move on to the main topic, the Cointelpro Documents. Oh no, Rad. What's that? For those who don't know history, Cointelpro, it were documents that the FBI put out in order to attack. No, was a memo statement put out. And under this order of Cointelpro, a bunch of things happened without the FBI superiors knowing that J. Edgar Hoover ran. So basically, it was just to attack the new left, by the way. This operation program ran from 1956 and ended at 1971. This is what they say. Ended in 1971. I say that it never ended, and it's actually continuing to this day, but all right, let's keep it going. You know, the Cointelpro was documents, FBI documents that was uncovered by a group of 5 white liberals. And by the way, I'm gonna just say it right now, those are the white liberals and the white allies that we need. That they will go out of the way to call other white supremacists out in their community and let us know who the white supremacists are. Shout out to them white folks. Those are the white folks that I want around me. Okay? Those are the white folks I want around me. Now, Cointelpro was a document that consists of a lot of things, by the way. Propaganda campaigns, phone tapping, surveillance, and infiltration. The majority of the parties that they infiltrated was Black Power, civil rights movements, and Latin organizations, as well as feminist organizations and Communist Party, anti-Vietnam War organizations, right? They saw this as a covert, illegal way of doing things because they thought that these targeted groups were subservient. And they deemed it a radical type of dangerous group, right? Now, the Black Power groups, but besides the Nation of Islam, was Black Panthers, Martin Luther King, and any other Black Power groups. Here, like, you know, Fred Hampton got targeted, you know, Mark Clark got targeted, you know, Guillermo Pratt got targeted. Oh yeah, Latin people got targeted also, including the Young Lords, the Puerto Rican independence groups, and the Puerto Rican Socialist Party. They got targeted as well, which basically proves my point that white supremacy sees us both the same. Now, this was a covert organizational campaign to sway the public in a negative light of these said power groups, right? They will put out propaganda campaigns like, this is what this power group did. This is what this power group did. They're planning on doing this and this and that, when in reality none of that happened. They would send threatening letters to another gang in the area from this power group, and they would send power groups certain messages of other set threats that never really happened. They would commit crime. The FBI would commit crimes and blame it on certain power groups in order to sway the national consciousness that, look what they're doing. Look what they're doing. Look what they're doing. Now, when this was uncovered, it was 5 people, 5 white folks. Shout out to them. They uncovered this, sent it out to newspapers, and this blew up and it went crazy. I want you guys to listen to certain parts of said, news programs and articles that were said at that time. Check this out.
The documents prove
2 years later, NBC reporter Carl Stern figured out the meaning of that word, Cointelpro.
secret FBI memos made public today show that the late J. Edgar Hoover ordered a nationwide campaign to disrupt the activities of the New Left without telling any of his superiors about it. Many of the techniques were clearly illegal. Burglaries, forged blackmail letters, and threats of violence were used.
The FBI initially defended its actions.
The government would have been derelict in its duty had it not taken measures to protect the fabric of our society.
But the Bureau's techniques were worse, and the targets more far-reaching than the burglars ever imagined.
Diplomats, government employees, sports figures, socially prominent persons, senators, and congressmen.
The FBI at one time sought to blackmail the late Martin Luther King into committing suicide.
Marriages were destroyed, violence was encouraged, many Americans were tapped and bugged, had their mail opened by the CIA and the FBI, and their tax returns used illegally.
Whoa, would you look at that? Now, mind you, the response to this was that Congress said, you know what, this is illegal. This shouldn't be happening. What is the response Congress is going to do? Well, the response Congress did was set up the FISA court. Basically, the FISA court was a court that intelligence agencies will get a warrant to tap your phones, to do whatever when the FISA court allowed it. So now there were some checks and balances, right? Now this is where it gets funny style, because after 9/11 and the Patriot Act, all of that went out the window, and the FISA court documents that you got to get a warrant, you got to present your case to the FISA court, they were just being made from NSA offices. They would just an agent could just say, I want to spy on so and so, and they would just drop those things out themselves. It got to that point. And how do we know that? Edward Snowden, another white man. Shout out to my white people who are doing their thing. Mind you, these are the non-racist white folks. Shout out to them. Edward Snowden ended up snitching on the NSA and their practices. Also, we got more information from Julian Hassan. Shout out, that's another white person that we need to big up. Shout out to Julian Assange, which was the dude who made WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks is the website that had a lot of confidential and secret documents that got leaked out, and they would get leaked to WikiLeaks first, and then they were being sent out to the public. Shout out to WikiLeaks and Julian Hassan, who got arrested outside the Ecuadorian embassy. I heard he was a bad housemate, by the way, but whatever, it is what it is. Listen, this is what happened. And the thing is that, just going back into the whole Cointelpro thing, this is what they did. This is what they practiced. They saw these power groups as something evil. They didn't go to the Constitution and say, oh, look, right to assembly, we should just... No! They said, yo, we will reign upon these people like a tyrannical government and spy on them, do it secretly. You know what I mean? And they coined it Cointelpro. Now, this is my thing. Cointelpro has not gone away. actually has gotten modernized and a lot worse. Edward Snowden showed us the proof of that. They have no issue going into your Facebook accounts, into your Instagram accounts, into phone databases, hearing you on the phone, watching you on the webcam, connecting your microphone and turning it on. They have no problem doing so. And it's extremely easy because we're all connected with this thing called the internet. It's to the point where even when your phone is off, they could turn it back on, believe it or not. So all these people having conspiracy theories about, oh, I'm not gonna get a certain shot because it has a microchip. Listen, you're being tracked. If you got a Apple, not even an Apple Watch, if you got a smartwatch, that joint got a microphone and you're bugging yourself every single day. Don't worry about the whole Alexa thing in your house. Don't worry about that. Best believe everybody has a smart TV. There's a microphone inside that joint. If you could talk to your TV or your remote to your TV and have something happen, best believe they're turning that joint on. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop it. Let's cut the BS and let's stop it. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop it. Now, this is what it was. Now, let's look at modern examples of Cointelpro. Let's look at modern examples. Black Lives Matter was started as a grassroots movement and then got infiltrated by the powers that be, and got funded big money. Mind you, Black Lives Matter didn't do a damn thing for the black community, but that's neither here nor there. Let me just start from their beginnings. From their beginnings was a grassroots movement before it got infiltrated, right? It was a grassroots movement, but they were already demonizing it in the media as a radical left group. Black Lives Matter just kidnapped a kid and you know what I'm saying? They will lie about certain things that happen within said group. You know what I'm saying? They will lie about that. So whenever now they got infiltrated, now look at some of the headlines. It's not so accusatory now. You know what I'm saying? We gotta keep it real. But there are certain grassroots activists that have been murdered, who have been, put negative statements out and basically lied upon. Now let's look at some of the riots. Mysteriously, there's always stacks of bricks all over the place. No construction in sight. You know what I'm saying? Let's really look at some of the riots. Most of these people that are being filmed breaking things and all that, some of them you see them having an earpiece on, and some of them even got outed and exposed to being police. So this goes to show that Cointelpro is still active in the modern day. This still goes to show that Cointelpro is still... Listen, it got so bad that certain clips were clipped out in the middle just to make it seem a certain type of way, from black folks getting ran out of Washington Heights when that wasn't even the thing. Chicago throwing rocks at cars with black people when it wasn't even a damn thing. That wasn't even true. But it was in the media. You saw it in the headline. Certain people believed it and they ran with it. That's Cointelpro at its finest. You feel me? It's very easy to figure out who's part of a Cointelpro type of, adversary type of, organization, or not organization, but individual, or if that organization's been infiltrated. When you start seeing matching their message, when you start seeing, wait a minute, y'all were talking about this first, now y'all just completely flipped into something else. What the hell is all this? You know what I'm saying? That is very telling. That's something that we really gotta watch out for. That's something that we really gotta be like, yo, what is all this? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's something that we really gotta watch out for. And that's a huge red flag, by the way. That's a huge red flag. Cointelpro has not gone away. It just got evolved and modernized. Now we got social media that we basically snitch on each other almost every other day. And these people have staff members who are basically educated into outrage marketing. Shout out to Lil Nas X. He knows how to outrage market, or his team knows how to outrage market very well. You know what I'm saying? But they could just go to social media, take a clip, put a certain title on it, clip it out of context, and people will run with it. People will believe it. That's Cointelpro at its finest. That is Cointelpro at its finest. And it's not gone away. The thing is that we got to understand that white supremacy evolves with modern times. We have to understand that white supremacy sees us as the enemy regardless of what we try to do. Mind you, the new left that J. Edgar Hoover called and made a whole task force behind that called Cointelpro. These people were fighting for equality. These people were fighting for justice. These people were fighting to just be treated equal and stop the victimization of themselves. This is what these people were fighting for. This white supremacist and the organization saw that as something negative. Saw that as, nope, that we need to stop. We need to come together and stop this because it's a bad look. This is what they said. And they made a whole agency behind it. That says a lot, my people. That says a lot. We gotta stay woke out here. I'm so happy that we are. I'm actually seeing an awakening happening. I'm so happy that that's actually happening. I see awakening happening. Look at my intro. My intro says it for itself. My intro, you hear a woman say, there's more radical than Chivos. The radical point of view is dangerous. That's a reason for that. Racists see me as dangerous. Racists always come at me and my message and try to break it down. Try to deflect away from it because they want more hate. Instead of just unity, empowerment, oh, no, that's toxic. We gotta get away from that. We gotta keep on hating each other. You know what I'm saying? This is what they want. You feel me? This is what they want. They use any little thing to just go against, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I hope you guys like what you heard. Remember, this episode was sponsored by my merch store. Go to radicallatino.com and hit the merch spot, and it will take you straight to that link on the site itself. All right. Remember, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the same name, radical_Latino_. And also, if you want to donate, Cash App $Radical Latino, or go to my website radicallatino.com and donate to your boy. And I'm gonna leave you like I always do with my two favorite quotes. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. And if black and brown unity doesn't happen in my lifetime, I might not change the world, but I might inspire the mind that will. With that being said, I'm gonna catch y'all later. Peace.